CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, are coming. It's an eventual reality. We can't get around it. And in this video, I'm going to play a clip from the Cato Institute's Jerome Powell commenting on CBDCs and how he thinks they need to operate and the dialogue that's happening. And I'm just going to say, hey, look, this is coming. Okay, you're not fooling anyone, Jerome Powell. I'm not being fooled. You fool me once, fool me twice. Okay, fine, but not this time. And so I'll be reacting to this with you. I mean, I need you to really listen to what Jerome Powell is saying about CBDCs and how just ridiculous it is.
How can these serious concerns about privacy and freedom be reconciled with a digital currency?
Let me start by saying that we haven't made any decisions at all about whether to issue a CBDC.
Yeah, right.
And we continue to evaluate the pros and cons and look at the technical questions and the policy questions. And we expect that evaluation process is going to take some time, appropriately. So, secondly, I'll say that we do not intend to proceed with issuance of a CBDC without clear support from both the executive branch and from Congress, ideally in the form of a specific authorizing law.
Okay, so let's just pause there. He says it's going to take some time, but they haven't come to a decision, which I do not believe. They haven't come to a decision on how they're going to implement CBDCs. They have come to the decision that CBDCs are going to happen, though. Okay, it's already happening in other parts of the world. The United States, mark my words, the Fed will institute CBDCs eventually. Okay, they just need to figure out how exactly to do that. Said it's going to take some time, and they won't do it until they have clear support from the government.
So we did get, it was very gratifying, 2,000 and some comments. And, I won't tell you that I've read those, but I've read all of them, but I've read some of them and I've read the summaries. And, it's a lot of very thoughtful concerns, including the ones that you raised. And there are things that we're considering very seriously. So we in our own paper, we suggested that a CBDC in our jurisdiction should be privacy protected, intermediated, widely transferable, and identity verified.
Okay, so basically they wrote a paper talking about opening a dialogue on CBDCs and asking people to comment. And so, that I'll link that paper down in the description below. Actually, here's the paper right here. Money and payments in the United States dollar in the age of digital transformation. That link is going to be down below. And he lists 4 things: privacy protected, intermediated, widely transferable, and identity verified. Okay, let's just keep on going because I got a lot to say on that.
So on privacy protection, let's start with that. Very, very important. And we all see what's happening with the digital RMB and the issues with privacy. We would not want a world in which the government sees in real time every money transfer that anyone makes with a CBDC. That would not be something that would be at all attractive in the American context.
Okay, I'll pause. He said we don't want to see all your transfers in the American context, except Biden wanted us to track our accounts over $600. He wanted to track annual transactions. He wanted to do this. Don't let them think that you forgot, okay? That the administration right now, and guess what, okay? People might say the Fed is not the government is not the Fed. Yeah, hogwash, okay? Bologna sandwich, BS, okay? That's bologna sandwich. This is not true. Guess who's fighting inflation? The Fed. Guess who put out an Inflation Reductionary Act fighting inflation? The government, the Biden. Look, okay, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. They're friends. They're friends. They both see a common enemy in inflation, and they both want to line their own pockets. And they're both instruments of each other. Really, the Fed is the political instrument. And so, look, Biden backs down. So he got a lot of flack for instituting $600 annual transaction. Everything over that, you must report to the IRS. However, ABC News says that the IRS would collect the sum total deposits and withdrawals from bank accounts with more than $10,000 in non-payroll income. Information on individual transactions would not be collected. So he's basically saying this: anyone with over $10,000 of flow in and out of their bank accounts, all of that needs to be set. Not the individual transactions, but anyone over 10,000, which is everybody, okay? Literally, nearly every household in the United States has transactions over $10,000, okay? I mean, I'm not gonna I don't have statistics on this, but I mean, it's $10,000 annual income. A high schooler has that. So they want to, on top of that, Forbes reports that Venmo, Cash App, and other payment apps to report payments of $600 or more to the IRS. What's going on? On top of that, look, the Inflation Reduction Act shows that the IRS is going to be investing $80 billion in nation's tax agency over 10 years. And this is where all that stuff comes from, hiring 87,000 IRS agents to come after us. And you know what? And there's a whole lot of debate on this. This is not depending on whether or not that's true or not. There's a debate on that. However, the studies show this will have no likely impact on inflation. Look, it's all hogwash, okay? It's all BS. I don't buy it, especially for this privacy. Why wouldn't they want to just get into our business, to get more money, to fight inflation, to right the wrongs that they basically, to line their pockets? I mean, it's silly.
Privacy protection is going to be extremely important, and we're attentive to striking a balance, of course, between law enforcement and privacy protection. But that can be managed in the same way that it's currently managed in the banking system, or in some similar way. In terms of another issue, really is disintermediation, and that really is a question of, if, say, you had an interest-bearing CBDC, it could be attractive. It could compete with deposits, could draw deposits out of the banking system. That could limit credit availability. That's another issue to be managed. I think one of the things that actually,
I'm not too sure about this, but basically the intermediate parts of this, and he was a little, I'm not sure what he's saying here, okay? But this is kind of my interpretation of this, is that he would like to add incentives to use the CBDCs, so maybe some kind of interest. So for people using CBDCs. Now, I've got a little bit of a weird question here. Isn't that what banks do? Right? Don't banks have some kind of clearinghouse to make sure that the books are reconciled? Don't banks issue interest for using their money and loan money out? Isn't that all what banks do? And now, if the government is going to get into that business, then that means there's no need for banks. But then everyone in America and the world is trained to think that I need a bank. And now the people who are untraining them is the government. This is a little weird for me. This part is a little hazy, a little weird. If you have more clarity on this, let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video so far, give me a like if you're feeling generous.
That Cato mentioned in your was also the run risk issue, and that is the question of, are you creating an asset that would be very attractive in a panic or severe stress situation, and fostering runs. So look, it's going to be, as I mentioned, we think our role is this. We want to carefully and thoroughly analyze the public policy and technological challenges, public policy trade-offs and technological challenges. That's what we're doing. The idea is that this will lead all of us to a better understanding of those trade-offs and prepare the way for, hopefully, a well-informed decision on whether and when to issue a dollar central bank digital currency. That's what we think our role is, and we think that the Fed is the right institution to do that. We can proceed without, we're a nonpartisan institution, non-political institution that we can do these things, and I hope present conclusions and analysis that will support an intelligent decision when it's time to make that.
My eyes nearly rolled up out of my head onto the floor, okay? We are not a political, this is the type of stuff that will get me shadow banned, I promise you. We are not a political instrument. Yeah, entirely right. You're easing up, you're having more dovish talk all the way up till November, but watch. Come November, things will start to hit hard. Why? Because you don't need our Democratic votes anymore. Okay, we're gonna be a little easier. We're gonna try to relax all the way up to November. November hits after November, after the midterm elections. That's when they'll start hitting it harder. Why wouldn't you start earlier? Because you've got midterm elections. You need to win the vote. The political, them saying political, it's not political, makes me just want to roll my entire eye out of my head onto the floor and hit the bowling pins in the back. Look, CBDCs are an eventual reality. It's going to happen. Ripple confirmed CBDC announcements are coming soon. They're already experimenting. They're already doing things with other institutions, other countries around the world. And that's why I think Jerome Powell is saying, hey, look, we are the institution to set this in motion. They don't want any other institution doing that. The Fed wants full control, because here's what happens. Having a CBDC is absolute power. And once you have absolute power in a contained nucleus, it always goes corrupt. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. It always happens. That's why it's a saying. Okay, whenever you have the central nucleus of power, it's someone pulling the levers and control, it will always turn corrupt and it will always be bad for people. People are always more self-interested. It's just human nature. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this. I obviously, you can tell how I think. I think this is all crazy. I think the privacy protected, they've already made steps to prove that that's not going to be true. The intermediate, that I have big questions about that. Are they trying to be the bank? Are they trying to be the clearinghouse behind it? Widely transferable, something that, you know, they want everyone to be into. And this identity verified, they want to know that, they want to make sure that we're not creating extra wallets to hide the type of money that we got. Because you could create a wallet and just be totally pseudonymous, and then people can pay that wallet, and you just know the government will never know. And so they want to be able to make sure we are who we say we are, so that they can tax us properly. Get out of here. You're not fooling me. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Join the Discord. That's the saloon. We'd love to be talking to you. Love to get you around the community of cowboys trying to make money out here. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.